Carrie Lam had billed this dialogue session as a chance for her to start a conversation with Hong Kongers. Within minutes, though, things looked like they were going only one way. The chief executive was chastised and shouted at for nearly 2 hours as she sought to confront the anger that has paralysed the financial centre for nearly 4 months.
No matter how difficult it is, me and my colleagues and I think that it is time to start a direct dialogue. Because in the last 3 months, I'm sure no matter what political stance one holds, they must be feeling very sad and worried or angry.
One of the most repeated accusations thrown her way was that she had curbed people's freedoms. Speaker after speaker said her administration had ignored the Hong Kong public. They said she'd worsened a crisis that was tipped off by her attempt to ram through legislation that would have allowed extraditions to the Chinese mainland. After weeks of mass protests, those plans were abandoned.
It is you, because you're useless as governing. Listen, you're responsible for what has happened at the protests. You must step down.
Outside the dialogue session at Queen Elizabeth Stadium, hundreds of people protested against Lam's handling of the crisis. The chant they most repeated demanded an independent inquiry into police conduct and broader democratic reforms. After the meeting finished, some demonstrators said Lam had added little to the discussion.
I think it is a show for her to try to pretend she's listening to the Hong Kong people. Actually, we are protesting for 3 months. From 9th of June, everyone is walking on the street, but she's not listening to any one of us. So I think it is useless for her to listening to 150 people right now.
Carrie Lam will likely hope that by being seen to be listening to protesters' demands, this could at least be the start of making protesters in Hong Kong feel like they're being heard. But with rallies still planned for this weekend and ahead of China's 70th anniversary next week, many of the protesters themselves will say that actions speak louder than words. Joel Flynn for TRT World in Hong Kong.